Hello everybody and welcome to this very impromptu stream from myself. I know the thumbnail doesn't represent me, but it's the only assistant manager chip thumbnail I could find from Alex Volo, and as ever thank you for Alex for creating these thumbnails for us. All the work that goes into this is absolutely extraordinary. But I was going to be doing a Patreon podcast and me and Ray were quite literally just WhatsApping back and forth about this assistant manager chip, and it really has put a lot of people, including myself, into a bit of a panic. It's probably the first time, certainly this season, where I felt, oh shit, what do we do? Because this is throwing a bit of the curveball. There are people that are like Firetog, not using the chip, or a chip, full stop. You have someone like me who didn't really want to use the triple captaincy chip, and me and Ray kind of thought, you know, nah, don't worry about the triple captaincy chip. Then this double game week was announced yesterday, but we don't have any information. The only information we know is what Ben Crennan has put up, which is the likelihood of certain teams performing in double game week 25. And the plans looking like from the popular accounts or the well-informed accounts on X, it would appear that they are all going down the route of hitting the assistant manager chip now. And I think it's mainly because of the fact that there's 5 fixtures rather than 4. Meaning that you get, you know, the popular consensus seems to be David Moyes for these 2 fixtures. And then you've got a double game week with Emre. And then it's whomever you want in game week 26. In my case, if I was to do this, it would be Emre. And it's like I said, it seems to put a lot of people into some form of panic mode, some form of anxiety, stressed state of mind in which their plans have gone out the window. And Ray made a very simple point to me, which is, our plan was to do, we've brought the Visser and Mbermo transfers forward, which is true. We did that. We thought, you know what? Ray's prediction, same as me, is Isaac gets a double-digit return. Saar does his usual thing of 2 points. And Mbermo and Visser, we expect them to return each against Tottenham. We expect them to. And we kind of did the maths on we did a Patreon podcast, and we spoke for about, what was it, 40 minutes or so. And we basically came to the conclusion that both, whether it's Visser and Mbermo or Isaac and Saar, they're both going to come in with roughly the same amount of points. The only difference is we're bringing the transfers forward. Now, as I stated last night, the truth of the matter is that if I hadn't have done these moves now, I would be 0.2 down. So if me and Ray hadn't have done these moves, we'd be 0.2 down, and I'd only have 0.7 in the bank. Whereas now, because of the fact that we caught the price rises, we are now at a stage in our lives. We're now at a stage where both me and him have 0.9 in the bank, and then our next transfer, if and when required, because the plan was going to be to bring in Kluivert for Iwobi next week. Now, Kluivert went up in price last night, annoyingly, but he's now the same price as Iwobi, 5.8. And from my personal standpoint, I'm kind of in this stage where I'm like, do we copy one of the big accounts? Ooh, can't be. As Ray says, can't be saying that. Do we just copy the big accounts, which it seems to be the consensus being David Moyes, and then move on to Emre or Silva? Now, we can't get Silva. We don't have the money. So it looks like, right then, let's jump on to Emre. Now, I've done some, while I was eating an omelette, while I'm eating an omelette, I was just going on whoscored.com, doing the old history. And some of the simple maths. This is really, really, really simple maths here. and history never lies. We're basing on history for David Moyes and Emre. If we're just going to go down the route of David Moyes and Emre, the history for their respective teams playing against their respective opponents, you're looking at, including goals scored, you're looking at 15 points. Salah, triple captaincy. If you're looking at across the history for Salah, the average, he's going to return 2 returns versus Bournemouth and Everton. And ironically, more than likely going to get a double digit against Everton than Bournemouth. His history versus Bournemouth is shocking. His history versus Bournemouth is shocking. In 5 games, he has 1 goal and 1 assist. I've got a little secret for you. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's very fucking good. Everton, Salah, excellent. Superb history versus Everton. 5 goals, 1 assist in 6 fixtures. But also, Trent Alexander-Arnold has done really well as well. So I just thought, well, across 2 games, it's looking likely that he's going to get a goal and assist or 2 returns across 2 fixtures. So we're looking at 36 points. That's including bonus. We're looking at 36 points from a triple captaincy. So that's already, if my maths is good, which is not, that's already 15, 29, 20. That's already 21 points more than the history for Moyes and Emre regarding assistant managership. Now then, now we're looking at real life. Now we're looking at current form. Well, history for current form, which is home and away, or in specifically in Moyes or Everton and Aston Villa's case, which is home, they like to play at home. Both Everton and Aston Villa like to play at home. Unfortunately, they're playing teams that like to play away from home. But I'm looking at it from a positive, for once, a positive point of view, rather than wanting to slip my... Ooh. I'm looking at it from a positive point of view. I'm thinking, right, Moyes, Emre, realistic, positive. When it comes to the form, you're looking at 20 points. Salah, on the other hand, away from home, he's ridiculous. In 11 fixtures away from home, he has 8 double-digit returns. 8. And I worked out that on an average, he's looking at 20 points, so that's 60. Now, obviously, I've just realised, just literally as I'm talking like this, you've got to take into account that you're going to be captaining, obviously, Salah as well. So if we're going to be doing captain Salah and the chip, the assistant, fucking hell. If you're looking at the assistant manager chip plus Salah captain, you're looking at 40 plus 20, that's 60. Or if you're looking at Salah triple captaincy, but not playing the assistant manager chip, it's 60. That's from a form perspective. If you're looking at it from Salah captaincy and from a history point of view and the history for Everton and Aston Villa, you're looking at 40 plus 55. So you're missing, based on this very simple equations here. It's not difficult. You just go on whoscored.com. Sponsors of the show. We get £1 a week. It's probably about as much as a fine on a daily basis at the hospital, £1. You're winning at life, Steve. Yeah, so I just wanted to do a live stream just to see what you guys... There's probably no one even watching this shite, to be honest with you. Here we are, right. Let's see what you people are doing. I'm going to put a poll. I mean, Jason's here. Good Lord. yeah, I'm not going to be singing. I ain't going to be doing any singing or anything. Here we go. Is it? I'm going to type in this right now. Is it TC Assman? Oh, can't be saying that. Assman neither. Or as Keith says, what are the options again? I'm going to put that in the poll. In fact, I'll say, are you playing TC, Assman, or neither? Well, Firetog, if you are watching, which he's not, he will be doing this. So, Nuclear Atom's making the point here. Copy whoever is having the best luck. Well, this is the point. I think, sadly. Oh, by the way, Nuclear Atom's saying here, such a rare occasion as Elite FPL deadline stream. I'm literally going to be going off in 10 minutes. I'm only doing this because I'm not doing a Patreon podcast. $4.99 a month to get additional content. But the truth of the matter, I think we're at a stage now with FPL content where I think it's kind of mad not to take it to your advantage. I'm going to be open and honest. I couldn't give a shit. I messaged Ray and I said, do you know what? Just to get rid of this chip who is doing really well at FPL this year, and let's just abuse it. Let's just copy it. Because it has got to this stage now, unfortunately. We are, and I don't mean to be rude, when all you guys, when I end this stream in 10 minutes, once I end it, you're going to clear off to another deadline stream to hear exactly the same thought processes, but watching someone going through a dilemma, whether it's Harry, Andy, Raptor, Fogel, whoever. Mate. So, we're all going to be, within reason, copying somebody. It's all going to be this sheep mentality. And for me, their information's there. The information is literally there for you to use. These people with X Tourette's posting every 2 minutes what their planned strategies are. How well is he or she, a woman? How well are they doing? Oh, they're 200k. Clearly know what they're doing. Fuck it. The information's there, and me and Ray have already said, well, we're going to wait till last minute. They say quarter to. I mean, ironically, I have to start work at 11, so I've got to. When I leave and everything, I'm going to be pretty much. By the time I've got into work, I'm just going to go on it. I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to be completely open and honest with you, Jason. Well, guys, I'm going to go on Andy's stream. What's he doing? Oh, it looks like he's doing that. Right, okay. What's Harry doing? Yep, James from Planet FPL. Right, yeah. It's all there. It's live in front of you. It's not like they're going to... It's not like what they're showing you on screen is completely fake and then... Oh, fooled you. Hoo-hoo! What a bunch of mugs you are. Oh. No. It's there and then in front of you. And I'm just going to go, Harry's pretty good, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Fuck it. Do what he's doing. The information is there, unfortunately. It's like when you used to play back in the day in the mid to late 90s. Remember this, Jace, with Command and Conquer? Once you got the cheat code, how to get the nuclear bomb in Command and Conquer. And at first, it's a bit of fun where you go right, left. Remember this, kids? And Roberto, I know you're watching. I can see you. Back in the day, for cheat codes, you used to buy a magazine, and occasionally they would give you cheats for computer games. And Command and Conquer, what was it for the nuclear bomb? Right, up, down, left, right, up, down, X, triangle, square. Nuclear bomb available. Right, click on that. And you get so used to the combination, it'd be just nuclear bomb available. Bing, nuclear bomb available. You just keep clicking it. Do you know how boring that became? And as me and Gary discussed on his video, the world of FPL's become to the point now where, as me and Ray have discussed, it's just such copy and paste. Fuck it. Yes, there are quite a lot of people, like Firetog, for instance, and many others that are, within reason, playing it their own way. But I would argue that of really active managers like all of us, give or take, we're just being influenced by the good, very good players. So I just think from this assistant manager point of view, whatever the good players are, they're doing. Because another factor that me and Ray actually were messaging back and forth was about the fact that actually double game week 25, we don't even know what it is yet. We don't have a fucking clue. It could be anything. It could be at a point where, oh wait a minute, Aston Villa aren't doubling after all. Oh shit. And I can't afford to bring in Silva. I can't afford to bring in Postecoglou. This is another annoying thing that me and Ray have got with the team, is that actually double game week 25 may not turn out to be what it potentially is. The probability is high of Liverpool beating Tottenham. The probability is high of Newcastle beating Arsenal. And as it states on Ben Crennan's spreadsheet, yes, there's a probability that Aston Villa and Liverpool are going to double in double game week 25. But we don't even know that info. We don't actually have a clue. We won't know until, what, 2 weeks' time? Valentine's Day, I believe it is. So, yeah, it's just, again, it's just, like I say, I just want to see some live feedback, see what people are saying. Roberto's saying hard mentality is massive in FPL. Ray saying I'd write down the codes on paper. Codes. You're going to have to know what you mean by that. Dan's here. Fuck me. Dan. You're here. Good Lord. Nuclear is saying I'm using the assistant manager chip for sure. A double for Liverpool can clearly happen. I'm doing Gakpo and Hall out for Vista and Mikkelay. Oh, for fuck's sake. You having a laugh? Is she having a laugh? Why? Gakpo and Hall out for Vista and Mikalenko and Slot for a -4. Look, it could work out. It could go completely against you. I don't think it's worth the hit, though. It's like me and Ray were saying about double game week 25. Thing is, we want Cliver in for Southampton. We want Cliver in for Southampton. That was the original plan. But then this double game week came out. It's like, if we're going to do that, it's going to be for a -4 to bring in Emre. And I don't want to do a -4 to bring in a manager. Jazim saying, I've got one free transfer, player transfer to fund Slot, assistant manager. No, if you've got one free transfer right this second, you're fine. It doesn't cost you a transfer. But then if you decide to bring in a player, it will. It's all about how much funds you've got in this particular scenario. I've got the correct funds to do Moyes and then Emre for free in the next 2. But from my standpoint, information is power, as Gareth says. Information is power. Power is. I've completely cocked up that quote. That's it. It's David Brent, isn't it? Yeah, well, if you were in that meeting, you would know that, information is confidentiality, yeah. Fire Talk saying, what have I missed? Fuck all, to be honest with you. What assistant manager plan are you on? I don't know. This is my point. This is why there's no plan, Fire Talk. I'm just basically discussing. I'm just cheating it. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm just cheating. I'm just wondering what people are doing, but no one's commenting. Comment in the chat. What are you doing? The poll is saying here at the moment it's 72% on Billy Gunn Assman, as Ray says. Triple captaincy 12. Neither is 16. What are your moves? Let us know what you're actually doing for this double game week 24 and planning for 25. Because even then, you're going to want Rodgers. Because I even said to Ray, well then, if we're going to do a -4, there's no point in getting Cliver and it'd be better off getting Rodgers. Yuka's saying, with the moves I'm making, I can bring in Watkins and Cliver next week for a -4 and Gakpo doesn't do well away. And even in the Wolves home fixture, he might get benched. They have City next. Yeah, the logic's there. For me, it doesn't feel like a worthy move for a -4. Roberto's saying, I'm too honest, I couldn't cheat in this game. Moyes for me this week, then I'm rolling my player transfer for 3 free transfers next week. Wood and Gordon out next week for Watkins and Clive at -4, with my front 3 would be Watkins, Isaac and Visser. I absolutely love watching Spurs, so I'm not sure I'll be able to resist going from Moyes to Ange if Spurs double, Danny is saying, especially if Spurs get table bonus against Fulham. Yeah! Me and Ray are just thinking, just to stop the headache, to literally stop the headache, it's just, like I said, just copy. Literally. Copy Ben. Copy Harry. Copy Andy, whomever. Just copy them. And then the chip's then gone. It's vanished. We can then focus on, triple captaincy on whoever it is in 33-36. That's another thing as well. Double game week 33-36. Again, we're going to have information. We're going to have pretty much guaranteed facts on who's going to be doing 33-36. That's an absolute guarantee. There's no messing about at this point. It's, X, Y, and Z teams are definitely... We don't know what's happening in this double game week. That's the problem. If you're like me in a circumstance where you've got no budget, I've got 0.9 in the bank, and that's just by fortuitous luck. It would be interesting to know what me and Ray would have done if we didn't do any transfers, and if Visser and Mbermo were now Isaac and Sarr, and we had 2 free transfers. What would me and Ray do? We'd probably keep Isaac, and then it'd be Sarr out for Rodgers, probably. That's what it probably would have been. Maybe use the assistant manager chip. Maybe not even use the assistant manager. Maybe still go down the route of not playing any chips at all and then getting into double game week 25. That's a question for you, Ray. What would you have done if we hadn't used any transfers? We still had 2 free. Just go into game week 25 with 3. It's the fact that you've got 5 matches in 3 rather than 4 matches in 3. That's all it is. It's just 1 extra game. But based on my very, 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 very simple, basic calculations, Moyes and Emery, or Everton and Aston Villa, they don't have great history versus their respective opponents. It's not great. It's okay, but it's not great. And we know that David Moyes, for every single match that he's going to be playing for the next 12 games or whatever it is, it's going to be, right, I'm putting up a brick wall. We're just not losing. So from a clean sheet potential, and the fact that Everton keep clean sheets anyway, whether it's under Dyche or not, even today's game, I'm expecting Everton to win 2-0. 1-0. History, though, doesn't suggest that. There's been 4 draws in the last 6, 3 of them being 1-1. So, from a history perspective, you're looking at a draw, 3 points. Maybe 4 if they get a goal. Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. Any more interesting comments? Apparently, Praz brought in Gakpo this week, then transferred him out to bring in Slot. I trust Praz to run the numbers, so it's probably the optimal strategy. But is it for a hit though, Firetog? Is it for a hit? I don't think you get bonus points for that, Roberto, saying here, but remember, Newcastle, if he gets, you'll get more points for a draw versus Liverpool. You don't get points for that. Do you extra points for that? You don't get... I didn't read that in the rules. Get a new rule book. All I saw was it was for winning. If you win a match, then it means that you can... Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You are right. Okay. I apologise. You are the best. Extra points for drawing against a stronger team. Yeah, but the likelihood of Moyes getting a draw against Liverpool, it's low. And it's going to be 0-0. Everton are absolute garbage. And what's the likelihood of a 0-0 happening between them two? I'd rather use the assistant manager over the last 3 game weeks and take my chance of finding 3 games where teams are fighting for survival. Fuck that, Fire Talk. The survival, that's all a myth. All that stuff is a myth, I think. The whole thing of putting on survival for relegation managers, I don't think it's... I think that's a complete myth. I think you're better off putting on managers which have got something to fight for regarding Champions League and the title, because obviously they've got better players. Relegation teams are there for a reason. They're shit. I remember Company last year. All right, maybe if we stayed in the Premier League, if the Premier League regarding if the Premier League lasted an extra 10 games, yeah, Company may have kept us up, but no, I mean, I just think it's a myth. Matty's saying he's doing the triple captaincy this week. Should I take a -8, Joshua is saying, to get slotting? We'll have to take minus Allison out. No, I wouldn't be bothering. Doing it. I don't think it's worth any hits, to be honest with you. I don't think it's worth any hits at all. Let's just see the last 3 fixtures for the crappiest teams well, Southampton are gone. So you're only going to be looking at Wolves. Right, so the last 3 games for Wolves are Brighton at home, Crystal Palace away, Brentford at home. Not too bad. And there's going to be obviously a double game week in there in 36. So whoever that is. You then have Southampton. You ain't going to touch... Well, you definitely aren't going to touch Southampton. So they're out of the equation. Leicester... Again, whoever's got the double in 36, but they've also got... You can jump on Ipswich and Bournemouth. Not too bad. Everton... Yep, again, ironically with Moyes, they got Southampton and Newcastle. And then whoever the double up is. Not too bad. It's not too bad, but you're taking Southampton out of the equation here. I'd be looking at Nottingham Forest, maybe. You know, as Gareth says, look at those. Look at that for Ipswich. They're decent fit. Brentford, Leicester, West Ham. If they're still in with a chance of survival, those 3 fixtures plus, well, again, it depends who you're backing on the double up. Is there any information on what the double up is going to be in 33, 36? Who are the teams in it? Is that the FA Cup teams that have progressed further? Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what it's going to be like tonight on the what do you call it? I activated the Moyes assistant manager before I learned about the double game with funds for so took a -4 to get the funds. Feel like I've screwed myself. Chips have been all disasters so far. JJ said. Oh dear. Delighted to get an extra stream today though. I'm done in a minute. James said there may not be a double in 36. They're relegation teams for a reason because they don't get results. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to make the point, Paulie. That again, they're just crap. In 33, the teams who blank in 29, which will also include Newcastle, and 36 is the team who blank in 34. Yeah. It will be interesting to see what eventually me and Ray do. We will be conversing. I mean, I've got an hour before I start work. Well, I'm clearing off now, but an hour before we start work. Anyway, on that note, I'm getting out of here. Thanks for joining me for the last 20 minutes or so. Actually, it's been 30 minutes. Exactly, 30 minutes. So, yeah, join me and Ray tonight. reacting to what's actually happened in today's games. Remember, there are 6 games. They're all crap. But there are 6 games played. I'm sure we'll be looking at the fact that Bournemouth drew with Liverpool and David Moyes gets his win against Leicester, and we'll be thinking, why didn't I play my assistant manager chip? You know it's going to be the case. Anyhow, if you enjoy the content and whatnot and have enjoyed the stream, make sure you are hitting the like or subscribe button. See you later.